You know what I'm saying? We was sitting around for months waiting. We ain't like everybody. We was all waiting because Jeezy was the one that had to respond. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he couldn't talk, so didn't nobody know what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? But we knew he wanted to get his ass. We knew it. Like we knew it. Like he wanted to get him. He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. Nigga went in that motherfucker. No pen, no pad. Straight beat. Went at his ass. It was all natural. Wasn't nothing written. Wasn't thought about nothing. Take me. Let's go. We going to the studio. I mean, if you just look at it, you can tell. Like some artists ain't got what it takes to push other artists. You know, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta look at their track record. Some of them just ain't got. Either they don't know how, or they don't want to. It's either one. And sometimes it be both. They don't know how and they don't want to, cause they feel like it's too much pressure. I'm trying to work my career. Now I gotta worry about his album. I gotta worry about his mixtape. You know, only certain ones is built for that. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. Just look who's doing it.
I mean, you talk about Jeezy, his nemesis at one point in time, his rival, Gucci Mane, is like totally opposite. You know, multiple artists linked to him who done really became like household names. You know what I'm saying? What do you think separated the two? Why do you feel like somebody like him was able to put a lot of people on?
Who did he put on?
You think about like Young Thug was linked to Amigos.
You talking about linked? Is his name in any of their contracts for any percentage? That's all I'm saying. So motherfucker, you can't say put on. Just cause they was already destined to be who they was, and they just happened to say I fuck with this nigga, so now he put them on. Thug was gonna do what Thug did. You know what I'm saying? Who else? I ain't know he put Thug on. I remember Pee Wee. First time I heard of Thug was with Pee Wee Longway.
Oh, the NPA.
NPA, yeah.
I think
that's the first time I heard of Thug, and I was living in Atlanta then. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I never really known Thug to be around Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he put him on. Who else he put on? Only person he put on was Waka.
You don't think like
he only put on Waka.
Like Migos, you think of like more recently Pooh Shiesty, so on and so forth.
I mean, yeah, he put Pooh Shiesty on, yeah. Niggas like you talking about now, yeah.
No, I'm just saying. It's a lot. Well, if you don't even necessarily view, I mean, Young Dolph, you know, he had his own buzz, but he
to me, if you ain't in a contract for a percentage, you ain't put him on.
Well, he had a hand in their careers.
Just cause he did a video with him or something. I mean, I'm not taking them. I'm just saying projects with videos, and I mean, you like I said, when you know a nigga's hot, you gonna tie yourself to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Gucci tied himself to it because he knew it was about to blow up. He heard the shit, so let me get a feel of this nigga. He buzzing, but he hearing about it before you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you thinking he put him on, but that nigga probably was already buzzing from where he was from. You know what I'm saying? It's just like YG was already buzzing for where he was from and on his side. You know what I'm saying? So, let's put him with Jeezy. So now Jeezy put YG on. I bet you YG wouldn't go for that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Man, everybody got their own perspective on stuff, but you understand the point of view, like where I was coming from, though. Like,
yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, I feel like Gucci Mane is credited for putting a lot of
Gucci Mane was where them niggas was. You got what I'm saying? Like, you know why Jeezy never connected with the young niggas of Atlanta? Because he blew up so fast. Blew up fast. You like everybody seen it out of nowhere. And he wasn't from Atlanta. So he really didn't have no ties to really fuck with nobody from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gucci Mane was still out there in they hood. He was still fucking with the young niggas coming up. Jeezy couldn't do that because we wasn't never there to fuck with niggas. We was gone. You know what I'm saying? So, believe me, if we would have been around, we would have had that shit on lock. Because we was the biggest.
No, for sure. Nah, I mean, I respect that, man. Man, you made a statement about it was a point in time when Jeezy had lost his voice. And I saw him mention in a couple of interviews that that's when Gucci had came out and dissed him. And when he was kind of getting his voice back, that's when he went in the studio and recorded Stay Strapped, which is legendary to this day. That's when everything, I guess, kind of really started to spiral out of control. He put the bounty on the chain and this, that, and the third at the end of the song. Was you around when everything kind of played out when he recorded that song and all of that? Or do you remember that time?
Yeah, I remember that time. I remember, we was all there.
Talk about that.
We was all there. That shit was, it was a go. That's what you gotta understand. We was sitting around for months waiting. You know what I'm saying? We was sitting around for months waiting. We like everybody. We was all waiting because Jeezy was the one that had to respond. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he couldn't talk, so didn't nobody know what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? But we knew he wanted to get his ass. We knew it. Like he wanted to get him. He couldn't wait. Nigga went in that motherfucker with no pen, no pad. Straight beat. Went at his ass. It was all natural. Wasn't nothing written. Wasn't thought about nothing. Take me, let's go. We going to the studio. And we know what beat we doing. We taking T.I. shit ASAP.
You said he didn't write that.
Hell no. Hell no.
That's crazy.
You know, Jeezy barely wrote. He really when it came to like mixtapes and all that shit, like he was just going in that motherfucker. Don't get me wrong, it was some shit he probably put out on paper or put down on his phone or wrote down just to, you know. But anybody knows Jeezy. Anybody in the studio with Jeezy on the shit he wrote, you could not read that shit anyway. Like, however, whatever he was writing, only he can read it. You know what I'm saying? So, most of the time, that shit was most of the time he was just going off the top on your ass. But no long, but he's writing in his head. Like, he got a good memory. He know. Like, he was writing that shit in his head. Like, he might write a verse in his head on the way to the studio and already be ready to go in there and do it when we get there. Like,
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that was his style.
Yeah, he used to. Cuz used to go in. Cuz used to go in. I was there for a lot of recordings. If wasn't nobody in the studio, I was. You know what I'm saying? But once again, we lived together. Me and him. I was mostly his driver. If we was going to the studio, I definitely was driving. If I wasn't driving, shit, I was right behind him in another car or something like that. But if wasn't nobody in the studio, I was. The security wasn't there, I was.
Yeah.
Cause, you know.
Just taking it back to Stay Strapped, like you was there when he recorded it. You know what I'm saying? No pen, no pad. It ended up being a legendary diss track. At the end of that song, though, you know, he did some talking. You know, he said he'd beat Gucci ass, and he talked about cripping, and you know, Gucci ended up, I don't know if he was a blood before that, but after that, you know, you seen a lot of red rags, you know what I'm saying? But he also put the bounty on his chain, and you see how that blossomed into just a whirlwind of different events, and you know, unfortunate circumstances, you know, occurred, you know, with a CTE member falling, or somebody linked to CTE, shall I say, as well as diss tracks and all of that extra stuff, bro, before the verses happened. But it's still like, it's just something that's graved in hip hop history, you know, and not just that, but like the streets when it comes to like Atlanta rap and beef. Like, did you ever see it get to that point when he recorded that song, bro, and Gucci was dissing him back during that time?
Well, back in that time, yeah, I seen it going far. I seen it going where it was going. it was too much. It was too many egos involved, and you had two niggas that was still from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas hadn't grown up yet. Niggas still living by a street mentality. And everybody around us is from the streets. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we was 10 years in the game and that shit happened. That shit was at the beginning. So, that shit was on go. Like, and you knew that. Like, you knew it. Like, it was on go. And if you wasn't with it, you might as well just get away from it. Cause it can go down at any time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like they say, only the strong survive. And you know, nigga, we survived a lot. I ain't just talking about me. I'm talking about we. And it's a lot of people that ain't here no more. They survived a lot too. It's, you know, shit happens. But even back then when shit was going on, it was, you know, I think we all looked at it as it was a fucked up situation, but, you know, it's casualties at war. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, we was at war. Shit, it was on site. So ain't no, you know, and certain shit happens. And I think everybody, you know,
I was prepared.
Everybody was prepared. Everybody took it on the chin. Ain't really much you could do.
Man, I feel that, man. Man, just taking it back a little bit too, man. Like somebody else that I saw linked or I got familiar with from like the Smack DVDs that was around CTE was